the Oprah show.
I knew you were going to ask me about Oprah.
Coming to an end.
I just knew it.
Right, particularly since it had a big impact on one of your books and stuff. How do you feel about that whole era coming to an end?
I think it's interesting the amount of attention that is being paid to the fact that she's leaving. I think she did some really wonderful things. I think as an author, certainly, she did a great thing by getting people who hadn't read a book since high school to not only read books, but to read books in groups. So I think that was really wonderful. And that I'm sure she's going to leave many legacies, and people are going to be studying her for a long time because her impact is so specific and unprecedented. But I think the one that is probably going to have the most lasting impact is the fact that she actually started a huge movement for book clubs, which is great for all of us who are writing.
With your current book that's out now, is there a takeaway that you want your readers to come away with specifically, or do you want them to find their own takeaway, so to speak?
I don't think of the books in terms of takeaways, but it's, kind of at the heart of all my books. It's like an old Beatles tune. It's like love is all you need, and all of that. So this is another love story, but this one is different for me because I dropped 5 beautiful female vampires into the middle of West End. So they're roaming West End, looking to collect on a debt owed to them by some guys from Morehouse who, when it comes time to pay the debt, don't want to pay. So these vampires are here to collect, and the guys from Morehouse are asking Blue Hamilton, who is my recurring godfather kind of character, they're asking Blue for some help.
5 vampires. This almost sounds like it could be a movie.
I would love for it to be a movie. I actually wrote it because my daughter, a couple years ago, gave me a copy of the September issue of Vogue and said, you really need to look, these clothes are so lovely and all that. And I'm looking through the magazine, and all the models looked like vampires. They were tall and skinny, and they had that black swan kind of makeup on and all that. And I thought to myself, we got Twilight, we got True Blood, now we got all the fashion people look like vampires. What if there is something to this vampire thing? And it kind of made me laugh because I don't believe in vampires. But I kept thinking about it, and I thought, well, let me just, maybe have a little fun and drop 5 of them into West End and see what happens. And it was really fun because most of my books are so grounded in real situations that throwing some vampires in gave me a chance to fool around and have some fun.
So was this really a fun write for you then?
It really was. It really was, because I almost had to give myself permission to just have some fun, because I'm of the generation raised to, you've always got to, at the heart of it, there has to be a serious message, a serious lesson and all of that. And I think the nice thing for me at this point in my writing life is that I'm giving myself permission to have a little more fun with what I do. I had a lot of fun with the Nakarima Society. I had a lot of fun with Just Wanna Testify. So I'm trying to let myself see where that might lead me to.
Now, are you working on anything else for the stage?
I actually am. I'm working on another play right now. The Alliance created a residency position for me, so I'm going to be in residence there as their artist in dialogue for the next 2 years, which means I get to talk a lot to a lot of people about art and culture and why it's so important at this time. But I'm working on a play for their 2012 season, which is wonderful because that's our big political season, as you know, in the country. We'll be re-electing the president. But the play opens on the night that Maynard was elected for the first time in 1973, which really has given me a chance to just kind of think about 1973 and also think about what the similarities are between what's going on now and what happened then. And it's really interesting after all this time to look back at the things that we believed, at the things that we wanted to do, and to think about how similar that was electing Maynard that first time, how much it felt like electing Barack the first time, because you never thought there was going to be a progressive black man as the mayor of Atlanta, Georgia. And I think we had the same feeling about, there can't be a man like this as the president of the United States. So it's giving me a chance to look at some current things, but from a point of view of 1973. So I get to go back and listen to all those Earth, Wind, and Fire songs, see what we were dancing to at that time, which is really fun for me.